Hey, welcome back for day 5 of book club. I just have to say, notice my background today. This year we're book clubbing in February, but this is going to be a throwback to me on my first day of winter break. I have coffee and I'm wearing my everything hurts my tummy sweatshirt. Like I'm at home and it's super great to be able to be at home for 2 solid weeks. And I hope that you had the same feeling on your break, which now we are in the heat of February, which feels like a break is never, ever coming. So, hoping when I watch this video, I'll look back and think, wow, that was good days. That was very good. The first day is always the best because your whole break is ahead of you. I feel like when it gets to the end, I start counting, it's going too fast. So, we are headed into day 5. And all I did was navigate down to day 5 with the sidebar here. You do have an aperitivo, so you have a warm up for today. If you like to do aperitivos, I don't always do them because I have other things like weekend chat, or on Wednesdays we do happy chats, like what's making you happy right now that we're midweek. SSR. So sometimes I just don't do it because I already have a lot of other things going on. But aperitivos are great for getting your attendance taken. And maybe that's why I don't always get my attendance taken and I get the phone call from the office because I didn't do an aperitivo so I could take attendance. So they're there if you would like to use it. And again, these aperitivos are, I'm not going to open it because it will take me out of my screen share, but they are reviews of the day before. And so you'll be reviewing the chapter from yesterday. I also tried in every chapter, I tried to include a vocab game to help strengthen the structures that we're trying to learn through this unit, so that they're coming in contact with it, not just in the pre-teaching, not just in the reading, but also through some structured little vocab games. This game is meant to take really like 5 to 10 minutes, not a long time to play. There's a set of Go Fish cards. You actually need to print 4 copies of that set of Go Fish cards. You're going to play today, you're going to play class versus teacher in Go Fish. So you make 4 copies of the cards. Now you have a bigger deck of cards. I laminated all my cards. I actually had my homeroom cut out and laminate all my cards before we left school. If you're watching this and you have time before book club, that's a really great way to get them done if you have an advisor or homeroom. Otherwise, you don't have to laminate them, but man, things hold up so much better and you can reuse them and not have to reprint every year. I don't know if you can hear my dog toenails. They're all so glad that I'm home too. Um, so we're going to divide our class into groups of basically 3 or 4. So if you have a bigger class, if you have 24 or 25, you're going to want, you know, groups of 4. If you have a smaller class, it's fine to do. This last semester, I had one Spanish 4 class that was 28 and the other one was 15. So like such a big, so in the 15 class, I tend toward making them groups of 3. This coming semester, I'm so balanced. Everybody is like 20 to 23. So really nice. Each student in the group is going to get 1 card. So as you go around and deal, a group of 3, a group of 4, you're going to give everybody a card. The teacher then gets 7 cards. So I'm going to get 7 cards, and the rest of the cards are just going to go face down on a desk or a table in the center of my room as a draw pile. In round 1, whoever you determine is group 1, they'll ask me, do you have a brillar? Do you have a shines? And if I have it, then I would give it to that group. Now they have their first match. If I don't, it's just like Go Fish. I'll tell them Go Fish. Each group makes a turn. I'm the last to play in every round. So when it comes to me, I can ask any team, do you have a whatever? And they'll tell me Go Fish or not. We play until the first team goes out. They have to ask me. They can't ask each other. That's why I have more cards. But I can ask any group that I choose. Give your winning team like a high five, low five, compliments from the other teams, first to leave the room, something that doesn't cost you. They sell giant bags of Dum-Dums and Tootsie Rolls that are really cheap. So if you like to do candy, there's tons of stickers out there. But also just like cheers from the other team goes a long way too. And then your link is here to go over to the Go Fish cards in the document. That'll take you down into the printables section where you can print the Go Fish cards. So when you're ready to get ready, everything should be really easy to find. Guys, then we're going to read the chapter aloud. So now our vocab is primed. We're ready to go. We're going to read chapter 1. This is our first day actually reading in the text, Un pequeño ajolote, with our students. I'm going to read aloud and gesture. So this is going to be like our interactive input. So I'm going to read this chapter slowly aloud to my students, and I'm going to exaggerate my gestures. I'm going to point to illustrations. I'm going to act out keywords. I'm going to pause to check their comprehension with yeses and nos. You do not have to translate word for word. If this is a Spanish 1 class and it's the very first time they've ever read a reader, in that case, I do a lot of translating sentences word for word. Not me, but asking them, what did we say? What did we say? For the first chapter or two. And then I wean off of that. But I just want to get a feel. The more you ask them, what does it mean? The more you know who can understand it, who can't understand it, who you're going to have to give a little support to. So if it's their very first reader, they're in Spanish 1, yes, I would do a lot more of that line by line. When they're in Spanish 2, I tend to read paragraph by paragraph and then ask the comprehension questions unless I come to a word or a longer sentence or a more complex sentence where I think maybe they could lose the meaning a little bit, or there's a word used in a way that maybe they're not used to. This book doesn't have it, but sometimes the verb querer can mean to love. So if we come to that in a reader, I'll stop and check and make sure they understand that it's saying love and not want. So those are the types of things where you might stop mid paragraph, but I can ask them yes or no questions to review it, either or questions, or I can just straight up ask them who is Shirley talking to, or where's Jolie on his way to. Their role is to listen actively, but in this, as we come to the words, I'm going to gesture and they're going to do the gestures. They can do, when they answer questions, they can do thumbs up, thumbs down for yes and no. They can point at parts of the text. They can point at answers. They can do Spanish simple 1 word or short answers. It's a great scaffold to include a variety of questions because the students that are processing the reading, but that's the max they can do. Like they don't have it yet, but interpretively, they can process the reading. They can do see or no or nod their head. That's okay. That's their role. If they can answer with bigger answers, then we want them to go ahead and do that. But we also want them to gesture along with us in this. They're going to get a ton of comprehensible input. It's got rich support because we're gesturing as we go along. We're pausing and we're comprehension checking. And that will help them produce language without feeling pressured to produce it. And then as our kind of cool down today, we're going to play a little game called A Suerte. It is comprehension questions about chapter 1. You need to pre-prepare a deck of cards. You're going to remove the face cards, the jokers. So no jokers, no jack, queen, kings, no aces. Take them all out. You're going to divide your class into teams of 4 to 5 students, so a little bit bigger team. Each team needs a whiteboard and a marker for this. And I always put my smartboard up and give each team a name. Sometimes we just do last names or first names like the Aarons or whatever. But we're going to you can go by colors, countries, characters from the book, however you want to break them up, as long as they know which team is which. You ask the first question. Everybody confers with their teammates. They all write down an answer. Now, here's where Suerte is a fun game, a fun card game. Every correct answer is worth 5 points. But they can risk that guaranteed 5 points, and you fan out the deck to them, and they pull a different card, and they could get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points if they pull the right card. Now, the risk is that they could get a 2, 3, or a 4 also, but the odds are in their favor that they'll get something bigger. So keep playing until your list of question runs out, till time runs out, and then the team with highest scores. So I just keep track on the board each round. I'll see what they drew as a card or give them their standard 5 points. And then we'll see who the big winner was at the end. And they get, again, a dum dum, a Tootsie Roll, high fives, low fives, stickers. First to go pick books during SSR works really well for my students. So here's your questions for Suerte. We only put in 10 questions because by the time you've done an aperitivo, a vocab warm up, read a chapter, and now you're on the questions, you don't have a ton of time left. So it's kind of, uh, you know, will you have enough time to really get through all 10 questions even? Sometimes I can only get through 4 or 5 questions, but it's still fun to kind of cool down with a processing game. We did give an option if you don't want to do a game at the end. If you need, schools are different. You may have a requirement to give students something to do outside the classroom. You may have a sub today and you are going to have the students read independently and you need something to do to follow up. This is where a worksheet comes in handy. Instead of playing suerte, the questions from above are on this worksheet. So you have a couple of options. So that will be your day 5 in El Espíritu de Xólotl. So I hope that it goes great for you. I'm super excited about Suerte. We've been playing some different cards. We love Lucky Reading Game from Amory Chase. And we have been playing some different variations of card games where we're drawing cards. And this is one that we've really liked. We have one called Engaño, which you're bluffing about the card you drew. And then this one that we play that we really like. So I hope you try it and let me know what you think of Suerte. Have a great day. See you for day 6.